Hi guys, I'm Julie with GlowPro, and today I'm going to go over some of the questions that you guys have submitted about how to use your GlowPro tans and how to make your tan last the longest and be the most effective. Okay, first question, sweat, exclamation point. How do we stop the sweat from rubbing away the color? So sweat isn't necessarily the problem as much as water in general is the problem. So sweat can be more acidic depending on the individual that it's coming from, but mainly water is going to soften your skin cells and is just going to make them separate more and exfoliate faster. So self-tanner is only adhering to the outermost layer of skin cells, and the sweat's just breaking that down quicker. There's really nothing you can do about it. What you can do is sort of where you see this problem, I guess, like exacerbate is sort of in areas of friction, like maybe like right underneath your bra line, the armpit area or something. So once you're already sweating there and it's already warm and moist, I know people love that word, and the skin cells are more likely to break down, and then the friction of your clothing is just really gonna rub them right off. What you can do is put on a light layer of baby powder on those affected areas, which will sort of give it some glide instead of just direct contact on your self-tanner. Does this work well for very pale people? Okay, so if you're very pale, I'm going to give you my honest answer, which is it comes down mainly to one, preference on what your desired aesthetic is, and two, on skill of application. If you are super pale, like live in a basement, and you've never seen sunlight and you've never used self-tanner, and you have super sensitive, dry skin, then don't use GlowPro. Don't use our mousses. You could still use the tan extending lotion. That is 6% DHA. That is equivalent to a general drugstore self-tanner. Is emollient based, so it's going to be more hydrating. There's going to be less room for error. If you're very pale though, there are some very pale redheads who we have who use 14% DHA and they love it. It just really depends on what you're looking for in terms of your tan, and 14% on a really pale person probably isn't going to be the most natural looking tan, just because people that pale normally don't tan that well. But it's a great way to get really tan if that's what you're looking for and you are pale. I always suggest to go with 10% DHA if you're fair, just to keep it looking more natural, and I think that that's more of a general crowd-pleasing color for really fair people. But again, it's going to be completely up to you. Start with the 10%. If you feel like you could do more, go for the 14% next time. You can always do a double application of the 10% in the meantime. If you're starting out with self-tanners for the first time, GlowPro mousses are professional strength. So you might not want to start there. You might want to start with the tanning lotion or something that's less strong, just while you build up your application skill and everything. GlowPro is really designed for serious tanners who want to get the darkest tan possible at home. How would you recommend tanning your hands? I can never master it. So I actually did I think I did 2 videos on this, but one has the 4 easiest methods that I would recommend for tanning your hands. They are everywhere. What I do personally is a dry mitt, so no additional product at the end of my regular body application, but there are lots of hacks in that video. You can use the facial tanning serum in a brush. You can lotion beforehand. Some people use actual product on their hands and then baby wipe them afterwards. I know someone's using the tanning drops and mixing that in with their regular lotion. There are lots of ways if you want to check out that video. So it's called 4 Ways to Tan Your Hands, and I am sure that one of those methods will work for you. What is the best way to get tanner on your back when you're alone? You can't reach it yourself, then one, get a friend. If everybody hates you, then get the back tanning applicator that we sell on the website. It's basically like a long strip of fabric. You're gonna pump the mousse onto it, and then you'll put it behind you and sort of shimmy it back and forth. Look like I'm doing a really bad dance right now. You'll sort of shimmy it back and forth on your back to get all the areas. My preference over the back applicator actually is this takes a little bit of finagling to get it right. So I don't have a hairbrush to fully demonstrate this, but you would take your regular tanning mitt and a hairbrush or a back scrubber brush from the shower, and you'll put the mitt over the head of that brush, and then you'll use like a hair tie to secure it, and then that'll give you like extra extension to get to different areas of your back so that you can reach the whole thing. Super easy, and I feel like you have a lot of control over where it's going with that. So that goes right into the next question, which is how often to clean the brush / mitt. Both of these are pretty much going to be the same answer, anywhere from after every use to every third use. You just don't want it to sit there a lot. And to clean them, you are going to wash them with a mild detergent, hand wash in the sink. Honestly, I use, especially for my kabuki brush, which is just a synthetic hair makeup brush that is really good for blending areas like your hands and your face. But I use my regular facial cleanser a lot, which is just like a generic Cetaphil gel. That's going to be really gentle on the bristles and maintain them. And for my tanning mitt, sometimes, because build up on this, like it's pretty hard to get it to where it's actually a clear rinse. You can use dish soap on it. Sometimes I'll take it in the shower with me and I'll just use body wash on it. Basically any mild detergent. You just do not want to put this in the washing machine with your clothes, because it's going to be soaked in brown self tanner and you don't want that on your other clothes. Not in agreement with me. We're not doing that. Will the tan last a lot shorter if I sweat during my workouts? So sweating will be like any contact with water, and it is going to soften your skin cells and make them more susceptible to breaking down. So the short answer is yes, it will make your tan fade faster. So one thing that you can do to try to mitigate this is to use the 6% DHA tan extending lotion a few times throughout the week to kind of give you a color boost and make up for what you're losing during those sweat sessions. How does washing your face AM and PM affect this? Using a face wash. So washing your face AM and PM is obviously something that you should be doing, but it is something that is going to exfoliate your tan off faster, because like I said, it is exfoliating. So don't skip washing your face, morning or night. Keep doing all the good skincare things that you're regularly doing, but do be aware that you're going to have to tan your face more to keep up with this. So we have two options for tanning your face. These are the new tan extending drops. And then here is the facial tanning serum. This is 8% DHA. This will be if you're just going straight in for a regular face tanning session, you want to sleep in it, whatever. The tanning drops can be added to any of your current skincare products, and you can customize how much DHA is in them by adding more or less drops to give you your own perfect facial color. You'll want to tan your face 2 or 3 times a week probably to keep up with your body tan and just how much faster your face is exfoliating. The facial tanning serum has a strong instant bronzer in it, and you'll be able to see exactly where you're applying it. The tanning drops can be completely customized with more drops or less drops to whatever level of tan you're looking for, and can be mixed right in with the facial moisturizer that you're already using. How long will a bottle last if used once a week? So I assume she is talking about a bottle of the tanning mousse. You can get anywhere from 10 to 15 applications out of a bottle of tanning mousse. Variables are going to depend on, you know, how much you're applying, like how heavily you're doing it, and what your body size is. So a bottle of this will last you for 12 applications, and if you're tanning once a week, that's 12 weeks, which is 3 months. So you can expect 3 months use out of this bottle if you're tanning once a week. Is the 14% DHA tanner easy to use? So this is a 14% DHA tanning mousse. 14% DHA is the strongest amount of DHA that is available to professional and consumer tanners now, thanks to GlowPro. DHA is short for dihydroxyacetone, which is the active browning ingredient in self tanners. So because this is the strongest formula, I don't want to say it's easy to use. If you are a novice tanner, I would not recommend starting with the 14%. Start with the 10%, or another, drugstore brand, at least something that has less color in it. Basically, more color, more room for error. So you really want to get your technique down first. If you want to check out the other videos on our YouTube channel, also the blog, the highlights on our Instagram, we have tons of tips and tricks to teach you how to get there. So if you have the patience for it and the determination, absolutely, you can go for the 14% right away. It's not hard to use. It's just like everything, there's a level of skill in getting comfortable with it before you've really mastered the perfect tan. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope that I answered a lot of your questions here. If there's anything else that you want a how-to on or have questions about, feel free to reach out at any time. Thanks for choosing GlowPro.